There you go.
She's official now. Hi. So what we've been talking about thus far, just to recap a little bit, is that our that sound is one of the gifts that we have that can help us with the neural pathways of the brain, with the synapses of the brain. There are different notes connected to different functions of our brain. So, for instance, is that our present thoughts around belief are hanging out in our frontal lobe, where the energy of possibilities is hanging out in the amygdala. And we've got all these different separations in the parts of the brain that have different functions with what we've got going on in our energy field. And what Spirit and specifically some star nations have been sharing with me is how to kind of make a break in that pattern so that we can start to have a new experience, and or almost like if you're hot wired to react, which I know I am, especially with certain triggers. I mean, no matter what I've done up until this point, you can tell me to count to 10, but if I'm in that emotional traumatic place that brings me back to a moment in childhood that I have not yet healed, I can't stop and count to 10. It's literally an instantaneous trigger, right? What sound has started to assist me with is that by working with resonance and dissonance, right? Sometimes we play sounds that actually make us like, it's not so pretty sounding. But in that dissonance, there is a resonance. It's actually assisting the mind figure out a different way to be. Because again, we every week or every month, however often we all connect, you all hear me say 90% of what we think today, we're going to think tomorrow. That's science. That's how the brain works. That's why we've fallen out of our divinity, because we've been stuck in this patterning of belief of what's been programmed through the last trimester of birth to 7 years old. And that unconscious belief system is, I'm not enough. It's not okay to love myself. I have to help everybody first. I have to take care of myself last. Who am I to be a teacher? Do I really have anything that's worth sharing? Well, I desire this, but maybe it's really not for me. And we start to talk ourselves out of the things that we really desire to create for ourselves. All of that energy is misalignment. Something fun to share is that I have a client who's doing the Dolores Cannon stuff, and it's quantum healing. It's like a 4-hour session, so it's a big deal. And part of their training is to watch videos on people who've done this in the past. And her most recent video that she watched was really funny because the woman who was facilitating didn't have a script for what was about to happen. So part of that process is that you kind of like get regressed back into a past life or an energetic experience. And this kid went straight back to source. And in doing so, he was sharing how incredibly limited and prisoning we are in our co-creative process. We deny ourselves the things that are meant for us or can be our greatest potential and our greatest joy and unfolding, because we have that unconscious belief program running. And sound is a powerful, powerful tool in shifting that. So again, part of what this group is going to be doing over the course of the next however many months that Spirit gives me the guidance to do it in this way is there'll be some separate classes. Like the class on manifesting, it's a separate act from this group. But we're going to still be working on the third eye and connecting with it and recognizing how we can move the energy around the third eye. Most of us have some calcification there. It's just part of what happens through our diet, through our lack of belief, and through our lack of practice, right? Most of us are not meditating for 2 hours a day. And I'm not even sure I'd recommend that. I don't know that we need to meditate 2 hours a day, but we may feel like we need to, in the fact that everyone wants to get there already, right? We all just want our gifts to just come online. I want to see, I want to hear, I want to know what's going to happen, all of that fun stuff. But in reality, there's a real evolutionary gift in the process, right? We don't want to become know-it-alls. We don't want to start telling people how to live their lives. We don't want to start sharing things that we're not meant to share. And I've seen that happen left, right, and center in the spiritual community already, especially around these big unfoldings that have happened with COVID and other things. elections, all kinds of things. I've watched the wheels come off of the wagon, which is still okay because we're still in an evolutionary process and everyone's going to find their way back to the light no matter what they choose. For us, I feel like we are looking to stand in our integrity as much as we can. And part of that is just knowing that as we move our energy, as we shift our frequency, as we work on ourselves, that helps the collective. We don't have to tell anybody what to do or how to live or what to think. We just need to hold the frequency of divine neutrality and love. And it doesn't mean we don't have opinions. It means we may not necessarily share them, depending on the company we keep, because we're looking to keep a vibration of something up here, right? We're still on the planet, we're still grounded in our bodies, but we're not getting into the chaos, we're not getting into opinion and duality, we're not getting into fear. That's the biggest piece, right? We want to stay up here, heart-centered, grounded to Gaia, and receiving our guidance, not hanging out in the static and the chaos. And that's another thing that sound is really good for, is that we have a lot of static and chaos. And even, my belief and whether or not it's true, my belief is that I'm predisposed to the chaos or the chatter because I'm a double air sign. I'm Aquarius with Aquarius rising. And that's a lot of air, right? The more air you have in your charts, they say, the more stuck in your brain you can be, right? And we're here to overcome our astrology. Astrology is like the map. It tells you where your starting point is, and then you move through it, right? If Yeshua or Jesus was an Aries, which I believe he was, then he totally overcame what Aries represents or did represent at that time, right? Aries was considered the baby of the zodiac, no longer. But that's how it was represented. Right now, it's more about just I am presence, moving into the I am that I am. But he did the most selfless act, right? And allowed himself to be sacrificed on behalf of humanity, knowing that it was a soul path, knowing exactly what was going to, maybe not exactly, laughing, knowing that on the other side of it, there was a divine mission and an unfolding that had not happened yet on the planet. We're in the process of doing that in body, which is kind of crazy, right? We're going to become more light than physical while we're here. In our lifetime, I'm not 100% sure. I think for some of us, yes, and for some of us, no, and it doesn't even matter because no matter where we are in the energy field, the more that we're doing now, the more it serves us no matter where our energy ends up. I don't care if you end up in another galaxy or hanging out with angels or hanging out with dragons, like it's all good. But in this time and space, the evolution is why there are 8 billion people on the planet, right? We could have been anywhere. We could have been in the Great Central Sun. We could have been in the Galactic Center. We could have been hanging out in Middle Earth with the party down there. We could be anywhere. And we chose to be right here in this time and space. And in that choice is an awareness that we are shifting, right? Our collective groups that come together, that do this spiritual work, that wish to align to our hearts and be a part of an ascension, whatever that means, right? And to me, ascension is just raising our vibration so that we really connect with the truth of our heart as best we can, as often as we can, right? So the sound provides a way to work with creating new neurological pathways. And the reason why that's important is because, again, they just keep traveling in loops. Once you set a path, it just will go there. And if you think about it, everything that we've created up until this point is based on our past. We don't, like, I'm willing to eat a blueberry because I know exactly how it tastes. I might watch a movie again because I'm guaranteed satisfaction because I know exactly what happens in the movie based on past experience. When we step into future and unknown, we often go back to past experiences to guide our way. And we're being asked more and more to let go of that energy and sit in surrender and hear what the guidance actually is and how to move forward. And again, that can be really challenging when you're sitting in the energy of fear, right? Fear is one of our lowest possible vibrational frequencies, which is still fine. We're here in duality, right? I was sitting with a friend the other night and someone asked her as she was channeling about the vaccine, whether or not it was good or bad. And I was like, wow, her answer that was channeled was so beautiful. And that was, it's both, right? It's light and dark because everything here is light and dark. And it's just that simple. And it's like, well, then how do I know what I'm receiving? And it's like, well, what's your intention? What's your truth? What is your body telling you? What is your guidance telling you? Are you following or are you choosing? And continue to choose, because no matter what your answer is, it's perfect for you. And that's always the perfect answer. So what I love about what we're going to experience, because I'm on this journey with you, by the way, I've had this set of bowls from Crystal Tones, and then I've got one that is not from Crystal Tones, and then I've got two that are alchemy bowls from them. One is copper gold, and the other one is Laughing Buddha. Buddha's actually etched into him. He's an F, she's an A, and they're a very beautiful, pure energy. The chakra set, funny enough, makes a really awesome dissonance. So my A and the A, or the A that's copper gold and the A that's just a regular bowl, they make a great rub. I was hoping that actually I could throw the F or the A in with the set, but it didn't work out that way on purpose. Because again, the dissonance gives us a beautiful, uncomfortable, sometimes energetic, where we're able to move something, right? Normally when we're uncomfortable because something is shifting. We like what we know. We don't like what we don't know. And of course we like harmonics over a dissonant sound. We'd rather have a resonant sound. And at the same time, again, I know when I'm going through my dark night of the soul, of which there's feels like, every couple of weeks, I get little mini bouts of like, okay, and here's this. And I'm like, oh, for Pete's sake. Okay, again, let's look at this and love this and integrate this. And okay. And the first energetic is for Pete's sake. The second energetic is cool, right? Because there's something happening to help me grow right now. And if I can't look at it, I can't heal it. I can't bring light to it. I can't integrate it and raise my vibration, right? Bypassing isn't going to get us anywhere. And what sound will do is activate. So know that. And in activating, sometimes, again, a quickening can occur, meaning now we've let in all of this light and created a new way to be. And the next piece of gift of growth will show up, sometimes instantaneously. So the reason why this group is only going to meet once a month is because we're not meant to overstimulate either. I've gotten specific dates on when and how to give all classes and these meetings so that nobody is put into spiritual crisis because of attending too much. Again, oftentimes we want to experience. Spiritual crisis is not fun. When you overdo it, when you go here, there, and everywhere chasing an experience, it's not highly recommended. Truly, our gift in this experience is knowing that we ask, right? So last night I wanted to go out, and I was receiving a huge download of energy last night, like huge, like I had to lay down. And then I got up to go get ready and I heard lay down. And then I texted my friends and said, by the way, I'm not coming. And I even texted, I'm like, my little girl is really ticked off that she's missing the party. And my grown-up has taken over and said, go to bed. And that's the truth. If we answer our spirituality from the child place, there are times that the child will drive that bus directly into a brick wall. Not because she wants to hurt you, but because she's so excited. So it's really important to always feel into what is for you. Do I need this? And even if you want it, is it for my highest? That's always my question. What is for my highest? Because again, oftentimes it's easy to make the choice based on the ego and what the ego wants. And it's really important to make sure that we're doing it from a grounded place, from a place where it's for our highest unfolding. I want to stop here for a moment. I'm going to change the view so that I can see everybody. Gallery. I want to ask if anyone has any questions that they have about sound in general. Because again, what I'm encouraging you to do beyond me, I'm happy to facilitate for you any day of the week and twice on Sunday. But I'm really excited for everyone to kind of start getting a little educated on this, or at least, again, if what I share feels aligned for you, right? Don't take in anything that's not yours. It's my download and it might not resonate with everyone, and that's totally cool as well. an awareness that this could be something that you start doing with yourself and for yourself too, because I can tell you that the biggest medicine that I've been receiving has not just been facilitation, because of course when two or more are gathered, the energy is just amplified and it's so cool. But it's also knowing that when you're just sitting for yourself and for your own growth, that you can really help yourself by choosing to tone, by working with a drum, by doing any kind of sound. I have these great little bells. They're not bells. They're, I don't know. Well, I guess they're kind of bells. They're chimes. Chime is the word. Like this is the third eye chakra. And it just feels so good. It feels like I've been blessed by a little fairy love, right? And so if I'm in like a really low vibrational frequency, I can just walk by and go ching, and I'm like, hey, right? It's not going to cure me. It's not going to fix what's happening in my life, but it can give me a moment to say, wait a second, do I choose to be here or do I choose to be here? Right? That's what the gift of sound is, and singing. And remember that you are, while bowls are awesome, I'm a huge proponent of toning, which is what we're going to be doing in this group as well over time, because toning, you're the instrument. Your cellular structure is being vibrated by you. There's no bigger medicine than that, right? And it doesn't have to sound pretty. Toning often doesn't sound pretty. It can, but it might not. If you're feeling a low frequency and you want to move it out of your body, it's awesome. Didn't sound pretty, did it? But it moved something out of, actually, I felt specifically my heart chakra. And if you keep going into it, you can feel a lot of frequency and a lot of presence. So again, I want to open up if anybody has any questions or anything they want to share before we start. I'm going to share a little bit more around, I guess, the focus of the group, and then we'll go into meditation. Anybody, anything? Yeah, go for it. Share, anybody? I know I'm sitting with two sound healers right in front of me. Calling you out. Okay, you don't have to if you don't want to. Couldn't help myself though. I feel very honored and grateful that you're here.
Hi, Laura. Thank you. No, we didn't have any questions. We're just listening to you and
everything you're
enjoying
saying is
everything
in
you're saying.
resonance, absolutely, with as far as the tones and sounds, and you're part of the instrument that connects to whatever you used as the vehicle. It's your energy interwoven into that. So that's very special. And sound is huge right now. So everything you're saying is 100%.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I agree. And I feel like part of why it's huge is because I feel a lot of people are finding themselves stuck. Like, right, we had 2 years and life doesn't look so different yet, right? It's starting to shift. The second it shifts, then we have a war. And the second that shifts, we have like things are just going to keep popping up as the earth is clearing out old paradigm and old energies and old frequencies. And they're also going to keep trying to keep us in that low state with all of that manufactured whatever's unfolding. So sound becomes again, a quick way. I've got another chime with me here. I've given a lot of them away, so I don't have a lot of them left. This one is the crown chakra, so it's going to be a little bit higher.
Okay.
So it's a B, which should match my bowl, but probably doesn't, because this is probably close to perfect pitch. My bowls are definitely not perfect pitch. They're a fun group, those bowls. I'm going to move you over there, because I think I'm done letting people in. I think. We'll see how it goes. So, all right. Well, thank you for saying hi. And thank you all for being here. And I would love for everyone to really set an intention for themselves. It could be for the planet. It could be for your family and friends. It could be for whatever you've got going on right now. One of the things that sound does, like, we are the crystal, right? We are the crystal. We are the crystalline frequency. We are moving from that carbon-based to crystalline frequency, but that crystal is already inside us. In fact, our pineal gland has little tiny, what look like quartz crystals all the way around it, right before it gets calcified with sugar and all the other fun things that we like to eat, fluoride in the water and whatever. We have crystalline frequency already set up in the body. So when we focus on the fact that we have that crystalline energy and vibration, and we're working with sound, what does that mean for you? And by the way, any of you who might have the Quechua products, this is a good time. Like whenever you're working with meditation or bowls or whatever, this is the good time. Like right before we started, I did some Lotus Crown Ormus. These are the times, like I don't do Ormus every day, and it's not a drug. It's just it's essence of flowers and salts and whatnot, ancient salts from special places on the earth. But I don't. It's not like I make sure that when I'm meditating, I'm expanding my field. So this is the time when I use it as best I can. Let's see if there's anything that they want me to share. And when I say they, most of you know, I mean the elders of the cosmos, but it's of course a collective of the all that is, including me, right? My higher source self. Nope, they're just telling me to start. So, okay. So I'm going to ask for everyone to get comfortable. And you can stay on screen or off. That's going to be up to you. And I'm going to turn the gain down so that I can move the microphone. And then I'll turn it back up again. So hang on one sec. Okay. That's on 48. Okay, we should be good. Okay, so I'm going to ask everyone to close your eyes and take 3 deep but gentle breaths. And set an intention. You may feel stuck right now somewhere, or you may desire to shift something in your life, or you may feel like you need help. So set an intention for whatever it is that you desire to receive from this particular unfolding for your highest and the highest of all. So I'm going to do what I usually do, which is set up the container. And after I set up the container, we're going to go straight into sound. So we're not going to do a field cohesion this evening. I'm getting that we don't need to. So I'm going to call in a bunch of light beings, and always know that if I call in something that doesn't feel aligned for you, allow it to go into the violet flame. And if I call on angels, and I'm not mentioning a specific angel or the ascendeds, call in your peeps, bring in your team. We're all in this together. So I call in Archangel Michael, Lord Metatron, Melchizedek, and Saint Germain to please be the 4 pillars of light in this room, this home, this property, as above, so below. And I thank you, guardians, for your protection. And we're going to call in all of our ancestors from all time, space, every lifetime, as the wisdom keepers. And we thank you, beloveds, for your presence. We're going to welcome in all of the angelics, the seraphim, the cherubim, the Elohim of peace, the El Shaddai, all of the archangels, the White Brotherhood and Sisterhood of Light. We call you in now, and we thank you for your presence. We welcome in all of the ascended ones, all those who have mastered being in human form. We welcome you in this moment. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your presence. We call in all the star nations, our galactic brothers and sisters. Thank you for your presence. Big galactic contingency this evening. And we ask the Diamond Platinum Plasma Light of Source to be our capstone as above. Thank you, Source, for this day, for this group, for this moment, for this activation, for all the love that we are receiving. As we welcome in so below Gaia Sophia as the soul of the earth. And as we welcome her in, we welcome in all of her kingdoms, the crystal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the elements and elementals, all the devas, inner earth, middle earth, all seen and unseen aspects of Gaia. And we ask that the diamond, platinum, plasma light of source be so below, so that we are now in an octahedron of energy frequency. And we ask that all of our beloved light beings guide, direct, surround, and protect us. And we thank you for your presence. And I'm going to ask everyone to just see, coming into the heart center, the center of the heart chakra, a beautiful rose gold light, as if the breath is coming directly in through your heart chakra and filling your body. And as you exhale, allowing that light to just expand through your physical, emotional, mental, and etheric bodies, just becoming more and more light. Good. We're going to remove ourselves from the collective consciousness as we move into unity consciousness. We're going to release all energy that does not belong to us and call back all of our energy to us in this moment. We can leave fragments of energy without realizing it, with people, places, and circumstances. So we're just going to bring all of our energy back and send out all energy that does not belong to us with love and light. And I would love for you to see yourself in a beautiful opalescent bubble of light with all of the potentialities and possibilities of your intention. As if everything your heart desires in this moment can be shown to you.
Ayesh bar Iayatsia Kornaya Maanto Ahia Norawe ata Iayako Shurbaats Nahi Baeo Bratarakia Yahe Sarnewa Dai Yaya Maia Korba Atsako Sher Barai Ya Tai Nohe Sarai Yaka Maurba Hake Sha'anto. Sarkua. Mandai kurba akacho. Taia ya ka sa orma ande. Wa ia. Shaoa. Maanti. Soha. See yourself now in your mind's eye, being wrapped in a cocoon of light beginning at the crown with a beautiful emerald green color, weaving all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. Integration, ease and grace, and a feeling of something new on the horizon. All the way down to the bottoms of your feet. And when you feel this process is complete, you may open your eyes and come back to the space. So welcoming everybody back. Wanted to know if anyone has anything they want to share about their experience. Hoping the sound was good. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's been a work in progress, as most of the other people who are here know, who have had their ears blasted out. The trial and error of figuring out how to navigate the sound. So I'm glad the sound was good. Yeah, they showed me, we started to weave a tapestry tonight, because the intentions in this were individual, right? But we're going to start working on some individual plus collective intentions as we move forward in the group. And we're going to have specific, like tonight was just this introduction to what it is, because some of you haven't experienced this before with me. What it's going to be is that we'll have a topic each week. So they'll show me, you know, if it's third eye, if it's chakra clearing or working with a specific chakra or any kind of that information. There'll probably be some written piece is what I'm seeing, like some information to hand you that you'll have that you can either print out or keep in your records and that you can reference. The point is obviously having a reference point so that you can say, oh, when I want to work with this, this is what I need to know, or at least this is what she downloaded. Let's see what I get. Because not for nothing, this is really a doorway for you to receive your own guidance as well, right? I always joke around when people ask me what crystals mean, I ask them what the crystals are saying to them. Because somebody wrote a book in the 1980s that, you know, red jasper is for the root chakra. Like, that's nice, but maybe you feel it at your heart chakra, or maybe you feel it at your third eye. Like, you know, the times of just taking carte blanche, what somebody says as your truth, is done. We are our own gurus, right? Hence the name of my show. So it's really about you feeling into what is aligned for you. This is just me opening the door to offer you information that I receive, and then you take it from there. And I don't mind being your guide at all, but I definitely, again, I always encourage you to receive your downloads and whatever your truth is. I'm here to help you come to that. I'm not here to contradict it by any stretch of the imagination. So it feels like the first place that we're going to actually be starting working with in our next month's session will be with fear. It feels like that's where they want to start, because it feels like what's actually happening over the course of now through the summer and like the next 5 years, or maybe 10, depending on the timeline that humanity chooses, is that we're just going to, you know, the light frequencies continue to increase really exponentially. Like, we are in windows upon doorways upon portals of vortex energy that's just getting more and more strong as we go into the equinox and then into the summer solstice. It's just building and building and building so that people awaken, right? But most of humanity up until this point has not awakened with ease and grace. It's taken, you know, lots of tragic acts to kind of bring all of humanity online, right? Maybe not you and I, but we're talking about mass collective consciousness, you know, choosing something different than they've chosen before. And, you know, if you always go to work after work and go to the bar to get a beer, then that's all you know. And I remember living that life for like a long time, right? That was my solace. That's where my pack of cheers friends were, and we were all commiserating together, and we were all laughing and being silly and completely not present in our bodies or present with source. I can't tell you how many times I missed a train, slept on a train, lost my keys, had sunglasses stolen. Like, so many things happened because I was not present in my body. And I was looking for an escape, right? Commuting in and out of Manhattan, holy crow. Like, talk about picking up on other people's energy and just being sensitive to it and wanting a escape from it without even knowing that all of that was happening. Oh, it's so fun to be human. So anyway, you know, starting with fear feels like a really great place, because I feel like what they're showing me is that once we work on that as a foundational space, we then start building, like, right, it's not that the third eye is going to be months from now that we work on it, but it's that if we want that particular place to open and stay open and or manifest in a divine time that's right for each one of us, which is what I'm being shown, right? No one's going to be shocked into an opening. It's really about your journey with it, and we'll talk more about that as we go through it. What they're showing me is that, of course, we don't want to lose that once we have it. And what'll happen is, again, once we get triggered into fear or any other frequency vibration that's less than our divine love and our heart and above, then we go back to old patterning, and then whatever was created there starts to get deleted again. And it's not that you can't open it again, it's that once you open it, you want to keep building on that. So if we start with lower chakras and fear energy, and we start to clear that and start to work with what it looks like to move through these energies, feeling neutral, rather than getting pulled in all directions. Is the news real, or is it false? Or is this happening, or is that happening? If we can just go back to our source and really ground, right? And connect to Gaia, because she's the one who called us here, and that's why we're here. Like, as much as there was a very large galactic presence this evening, their encouragement is for us to be in our bodies here, right? It's not about us going there. It's about bringing all of that frequency that we've already been in those times and spaces and places, and anchoring it in this reality, in this now. So yeah, they're showing me fear will be first. So I have a feeling we'll be working with a couple of these lower bowls, but it also feels like combinations, because again, simply because we've been handed a sheet that says that these are the notes that you're going to deal with when you're dealing with fear, I have a feeling that a lot of sweetness is going to come in also to remind us of our heart center. So it's going to be clearing energy on one level, but then creating space for that love to be present in those chakras, like in those spaces. And I get a full body yes on that. So cool. That's so cool, because again, I'm in this with you. Like, this is a new classroom for me to play in this way. While sound was always a piece of it, it was never front and center like it is now. And, you know, like you were saying, it's front and center now for a reason. People really need it. And it's a beautiful way to open to the next level of our octaves of experience potentiality, right? Again, it's not going to take us there and keep us there. It's up to us. It's our evolutionary process to make those choices on a daily basis where our frequency is. So with all of that, does anyone want to share anything about their experience? Don't have to, it's just if you wanna. Yeah, Lee.
Is anyone else? Yeah.
No,
Good, you first.
Okay. I was just feeling, I was really grounded in the sounds. Because the most valuable aspect I feel about sounds is to release ourselves from the dogmatic approach and really having to say things or do things, because the universe doesn't speak English, obviously. It speaks, but the sounds, the tones, and the codes, they're meaning something to us as far as a return to our birth, a return to our cosmic mother's womb, the birthplace of our soul. And we're realigning in this process to that. So I was just feeling like an activation in that way, or that kind of realignment and repatterning on a deep, deep level. And I'm a deep person, so I always go deep. I always want to go deeper, you know, and it's a divine natural process we have to be patient with. But the whole earth and everything that's ascending together, giving us opportunities as a unification process. And really, that's what I was just embodying most, and the love in between the places and spaces of that process for each of us.
No,
That's it.
that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
I also want to commend you for being the kind of leader that really chooses transparency and to continue to tell and share with people that the work and process is going on with you, because these are the kind of leaders that we really can ground to and resonate with, the kind that see, look, I'm working on myself too. And they're not just trying to put themselves on a pedestal like an identity. And because we're seeing so much more now that things are not what they seem,
Yes.
and things are not necessarily what they advertise themselves as, without getting into that. But I'm saying, like, the real respect is the real work and the authenticity of the sharing from our organic process is what really is eternal in what we're sharing.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure. My peeps know that they get to hear all of the garbage.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Along with the light, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just
Yeah.
letting people know it's possible, right? Like that I'm going to fall too, but we're all going to get up together, and that
Right.
there's no shame that, we can have embarrassing moments or moments we're not proud of. And that's where the gold is, right?
100. Yeah. We're all incarnated on Long Island for a reason, right?
Oh, dude. And it's
This collective.
oh, right. It's so funny because it's so funny. I said to many of my friends, like, I feel like I was raised in New York for a reason, because it's such a challenging, like, opinionated, complaining, like, there's so much in the energy of being a New Yorker that you have to, like, unravel.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't be born in Hawaii where everyone's like, peace, love, and happiness, dude.
Yeah.
I was
That's
right.
it.
We're in that density.
Totally. But you know what? There's a new reason to say, if you could make it there, you can make it anywhere, right?
Oh, for sure. That's absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also there's, with all the stubbornness or energy that is New York, there's also a boatload of heart,
Yeah.
right? And that's always been there. Now it's just, we're learning to lead with it. So that's the beauty. But yes, absolutely. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Love that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Oh,
And
you
thank you
got
for
it.
being
Good
here,
stuff.
both of you. Really,
Thank
really
you.
powerful.
Thank you for having us.
Did you want to share anything, Lisa?
I was just going to ask you for a favor. Can I just hear you strike the Laughing Buddha bowl?
Oh,
Can I
yeah,
just hear
sure.
what that sounds like?
Sure. Finn, I'm still playing bowls, buddy, so you're going to have to put up with it. Because, of course, Mr. Big Ears is like,
That one,
"No."
okay. I just want to see if that was the one that I was hearing before.
I didn't play this one.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, so that wasn't the one I was hearing.
It's an F.
Oh, okay. It is F.
Sounds different though than mine.
This is an F sharp, actually.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it, is
beautiful.
is it the one that? Oh,
Yeah, there was one that I was.
is it this? I have a feeling it's the double dragon, because this one is like.
Let me see.
Wow. Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Love that.
So I
I
believe.
immediately feel. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I believe this bowl is a G. It's not a crystal toned. It's the only bowl that I have that isn't. It's from China. I don't believe it's actually crystal. It's probably glass, because of the way it's etched with the dragon, and the way they etched it is like, I don't think they could etch it like this without breaking it, because it's very thin, but it's
Nice.
also gold inside.
Wow.
I love that sound. I feel it actually not my throat, even though it's a G. I feel it in my heart span. They go right down to my solar plexus, and I feel like I'm opening up. I
Yeah.
love that sound.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's for
Beautiful.
sure. I got it on eBay, just so you know.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
I'll send you the link if I can find it
Okay,
again.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. If you ever
And when
think
I
of
bought it, I had no idea. I just love I love that it's got dragons and
That
the
is
flower
gorgeous.
pots.
Beautiful. Yeah.
It's so cool. So that's why I bought it.
No, I love the sound of it. It's powerful.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Yeah, it is a deep resonant sound.
Gee, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Would anybody else like to share anything? Nobody? I'm not going to make you, but I might. No, I'm kidding. I'll just unmute everybody. How you like that? All right. If it's a no, it's all good. I'm just going to thank everybody for showing up this evening. Super, super grateful. Again, what comes through is always based on the collective experience, right? So while I may call in on certain frequencies, all the teams of light just show up massively for everyone's experience. And it's so fun and exponential because of each one of you, right? It starts with 2 or 3, and then it just keeps building and building and building. And it was really a very beautiful group of energy. So if there's no questions or anything, then I'm going to say thank you all. And I'll be in touch with emails over when the next is going to be, because next month I'm also doing a divine, masculine, and feminine and child 3-part class. So this month it's the 3-part manifestation class. Next month it's going to be the 3-part class of masculine, feminine, child. And that is going to be also like, I'm going to receive guidance on dates around this as well, because I'm not doing this around the astrology. I'm doing this around what to offer and how to offer it at whatever the best timing is, so that there's, again, room for integration, because that's always an important piece, especially when you're working with sound, I feel. So, alrighty. Mwah. Lots of love to everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.